be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to G.W.R. Gonzo's Wrestling Room. Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024.
Hulkamania.
I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. Marcus Fine, like always. We got special guest night, pro wrestler Ricky Gunnz. How's it going, guys?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Going well. Warming up a little bit. Not quite as cold outside, at least here where we're at. I don't know about where you're at. How's it where you're at? What's the temperature where you're at?
I'm in Decatur, Illinois, and from what my family's telling me, it's pretty much the same here. It's just been raining all day, kind of knocking out the slush and the rest of the snow.
Yep. Well, it's like here. Yep.
Maybe a little bit more windy. I don't know.
Well, Marcus, you want to get things going for us?
Well, get things going. When did the Heathen name come up? Because you was most wanted.
All right, so, well, Heathen was always a name that one of my aunts had called, just like always called me that heathen. Heatheness. Anytime she mentioned me, she was mentioning the word heathen. And, well, I felt like when I left my first group, you know, I needed a new me, a new, you know, everything, new image. I even took the colors out of my hair, all that. And I was trying to think of a new handle because, I mean, you guys have seen how I am out there. I'm trying to think of what word describes me best. And just so happened that aunt had messaged me while I was thinking of this, you know, going through this whole process. And I remember I was like, the heathen. I was like, that's kind of nice. It kind of fits.
Yeah, there's tie in your past. So that's
Yeah,
pretty good.
definitely.
All right, so we basically start out asking you how you got, where'd your interest in pro wrestling begin?
It started, it's got to be the Monday Night Wars. Like right around that time is when I was of age to start remembering and really, you know, watch professional wrestling and, you know, get the storylines and, you know, start finding the guys who I thought were cool or who I didn't like.
All right, so now we're going to date you. What's the first WrestleMania you remember watching? See, because I remember WrestleMania 1, and then we start talking to me and Tony and our younger generation. They're in double-digit numbers, so...
Yeah.
Honestly, the first one I ever... it makes me sound young, but like I'd fallen out for a while. So I guess the first one I remember would be like, what was it when it was Stone Cold and Shawn with Tyson?
13.
98.
Huh?
13 or 14. That's 98.
Okay, that's the first one probably.
Yeah, the first one I remember would be that one because I remember we was at Steve's house because he had that big satellite.
Yeah, well, he remembers WrestleMania 3.
I remember because my Uncle Jeff, he was completely against wrestling, called it sissy-ish and all this type of stuff. But once he had gotten word that Mike Tyson was going to be on it, he was one of the first people that sprung for the pay-per-view. So, of course, I asked, you know, can I go stay the night at Cousin Jeff so I could watch it? And I still remember that turn. That was.
Can you read comments here?
Yeah, I can.
You see what your good friend right there is right now?
A bunch of nobodies.
We got quite a thing down here. Quite a few people.
The way he talks smack is just about as old as he is, man.
All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead. What? Tell us your background. How did you get involved in the actual wrestling business?
Uh, well, I just moved back from Florida. Uh, I believe I was watching WrestleMania. The girl I was with at the time actually posted a reaction video of Cody coming back at WrestleMania, and I'm a whole Cody mark. So like he came back, and of course I went through the roof. And she posted it, and it was Justin Grubb that he ended up commenting on it, and he was. Hey man, we actually put on a show here in Kokomo. Why don't you come through and this and that? And I went. I showed up early, and I got in the ring with the Greenhorns and started, you know, running drills, yada yada, and stuff like that. And it was kind of just like poetry in motion from there.
Yeah, so you started training there at AACW then,
Yeah, AACW is definitely my home.
right? Well, we got a whole bunch of people on here. Damian DeVille's on here. Justin Danger, Warren Misery, Billy Buzz as always. Billy Buzz is always on. Kelly's on. Chris Higby's on. Daniel and Tanner. You got a following tonight. That's pretty good. And if I missed anybody that I didn't know, I know there's more on here. So, okay. So who actually trained you? Did Justin Grubb train you?
Well, honestly, for a while, it was just where I could get in. I was going through some transitioning, dealing with distance and this and that. So I was getting in where I could. So yeah, I was training with Justin, you know, as often as I could throughout that first summer. I also had guys like I also went and did a couple shows with Justin Danger in Michigan. I've had a few guys take me under their wing. I've done, you know, some training at Congos. Just it's basically been wherever I could. But lately, last year, I've really been grinding and pushing for AACW and really, you know, taking in what Congo has to say and teach, because man, really, he knows so much.
Yeah, I've seen those training sessions. That's some good stuff.
Yeah.
I will say right now, you should have won that Rumble. Having that clown come in, I got all excited when you got the belt. It's like now they've done it, and then that damn clown got in there. So that's another story.
And it hurts. It hurts to think about. Man, I worked so hard, and for him, it's okay though, because he's got some work coming his way. That's for sure.
So who's your? I know this answer. I think we'll see. Your favorite pro wrestler?
Like all time or like currently?
Well, we'll do all time and then currently.
Very, very controversial. A lot of people would make fun of me for it, but I'll always say Jeff Hardy. Always.
Yep, I do that. See, I missed the trivia question that night, and I'll never forget it. I don't remember what I came up with. So who is it currently now?
Currently now, I'm gonna go. It's a toss up between Will Ospreay and MJF.
So you like AEC or
AEW?
Yeah.
No.
So you like MJF, but you don't like AEW?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like MJF. His skill. He is model heel these days, if you ask me.
I agree.
You know, he's so heel that he's now gotten over to where they are viewing him as a face.
Yeah, and not only that, he shouldn't be where he's at. He said that himself. He's 5 foot, and I'm repeating what he said so nobody takes this out of context and get mad at me. I'm repeating what he said in a promo. He's a 5'11" Jew. He said that, and who got an opportunity. Cody gave him an opportunity, and he's where he's at now because of hard work. So I mean, yeah, the dude's is fantastic. I love MJF.
And then Will Ospreay. I mean, I think that just speaks for itself. Yeah, there's a lot of hate for the flippity doodahs and stuff like that in indie wrestling these days, but it's cool because Will he's more than that as well. I love the battles he's had with Kenny Omega and who else? Okada.
Yeah, Okada. He just had some great match on TNA last week against Josh Alexander.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it's going to be cool to see what he can do since he's going to be coming, I think, in February to AEW full time. I think it's going to be cool. A lot of people are going to get exposed to Ospreay, and it's going to be cool how he adapts to being on TV all the time because he's not been on TV all the time. So I think it'll be interesting.
Well, we did have a question here real quick from Kelly Fine. She says, who's your favorite super fan, Marcus or Kelly?
Well, I gotta say, Miss Kelly gives the best hugs. She does. I love her. I gotta.
Anymore. People were afraid.
I'm sorry, Marcus. I'm sorry, Marcus.
I'm good with it. I know how the Kate is. I'm not going to get beaten.
You know what I mean? The whole blink twice if you're in trouble thing. Because I see her at almost every show I work. So.
And now, speaking of that, where have you all worked? I know you've worked in Kokomo. I've seen you in Kokomo. I've been in the arena in Jeffersonville when you guys were down there for that. I've seen you in JICW and he's in Martinsville. And I know you worked for Bo this past weekend. And
I've worked AWE in Michigan.
Well, I've seen you in Crawfordsville in GW too.
What's that?
And I've seen you in Crawfordsville in GW as well.
Yep, in GW as well. Yep. And yeah, like I said, normally every show that I work, you guys are there. Let me think. Oh, I've worked DCCW once.
Oh yeah, we were there for that too.
That was at the fairground. I was in a battle royal.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's right. You and your good buddy Damian DeVille kind of snuck in on us.
Yep.
And they don't.
I tell you what. The guys at AACW, I don't know what's in store for me in March, but we need to get that handled.
Yeah, we'll get to that here in a few minutes.
I'm tired of that guy.
Okay, now I asked you about the heathen part. So Chris's Tony's girlfriend's calling him. There he goes. This happened. Tony's girlfriend done called him, so we'll be back.
The first time I thought it was my phone, so I'm like, oh.
It wouldn't be an interview session if Tony's phone didn't go off at least twice. So there it went. So.
Well, thank you for making me feel at home, Tony. I appreciate you.
At least twice. It would probably go off 3 or 4 more times.
Okay, so I asked you about the heathen, but where'd Ricky Gunnz come from? How'd you come up with that?
Oh, that's actually crazy. So when I was a little kid, I used to play all these, of course, SmackDown versus Raw and all the wrestling games. But I used to play NBA Street and NFL Street, and they, back before games got real fancy, it was real cool if you could find your name when you were creating your character, and the video game would speak your name for you while you were wrestling or while you were playing. So, of course, I couldn't find my real name, so I went by my initials, and I picked a name that started with an R and last name started with a G. And the coolest sounding one that I could find was Ricky Gunnz. So yeah, it actually started SmackDown versus Raw.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Create a character.
You want me to do the Mount Rushmore now, Tony, or you want to wait?
We can wait on that. I did have a question. Who was your first match against?
My very first match ever It was a battle royal. But if you're talking about like my first like, you know, like real match, it was a tag team match. It was a gauntlet match. It was me and my previous partner, and I think at first we went against what is it, Stoner World Order, and we knocked them out. And then we ended up having to go right against Excalibur and I can't remember his name. But yeah, it was a gauntlet tag team match at JICW.
Okay.
Was that in Martinsville?
Yeah,
Was I there?
I believe so. Yeah,
Well, I'll have to go back and look at the pictures.
because it ended up in a big brawl. And remember, somebody threw your walker at me.
Yes. Okay. I don't know. Yes,
It was
I have to be there
it was
because the
Levi
Walker was there.
Motionless. Levi Motionless.
Okay. Hysterics is in the house, by the way. We was just talking about him earlier. So
You guys just letting anybody in here, huh?
That clown knows how to type.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
all right, Tony. Except for Mount Rushmore, I got.
Okay.
I'm good now until we come up with something.
What was the hardest thing for you to learn in pro wrestling?
Definitely chain from wrist locks or different positions. I guess initially it was really hard to master, you know, going with the flow of chain and wrist locks and, you know, all that work.
Best piece of advice you've received in the wrestling business so far?
Mouth shut, ears open.
That's good advice.
We hear a lot of that.
What do you love about the wrestling business, and what is something that you dislike?
Something I dislike. I don't know. I guess personally for me, I don't like when somebody doesn't want to do business. Like, you know, we're brought in and we're asked to do a job, and that's what we're paid to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, ego and stuff like that shouldn't get in the way of the story or the business. I've seen big heads, you know, cause trouble just in the little time I've been around, and seen egos cause trouble. So I don't care for that. Something I love about it is like, no matter what promotion I've gone to, or no matter who I've worked against, or any circumstance, it's all love back there. It's all, everybody wants everybody to be safe. Everybody wants everybody to go home the way they came, you know, and everybody's willing to, you know, help the next guy and stuff like that. So it's cool seeing all the love and acceptance.
Favorite wrestling move that you've seen, and favorite wrestling move that you do?
Canadian Destroyer. No, I'm kidding. Again, I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna be a mark, and I'm gonna say the Swanton Bomb. I mean, that's what had me hooked about Jeff Hardy, was the recklessness and yet the beauty of that move. And a favorite move that I do.
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't know. I really like my my gold dust twisting suplex. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that, or my flying knee. Yeah, I'm gonna say my flying knee. I love doing that.
Favorite match that you've had?
Oh man. You know, as much as I hate the guy, I've never had an opponent yet that stood like toe to toe with me and threw hands with me and beat me at my own game. There's only one person done that in my almost 3 years, and that's sadly Damian DeVille.
He's definitely a tough opponent. There's no doubt about that.
Oh yeah.
Well, this could end up being the same thing. I don't know. Maybe not. Favorite opponent you've had?
Actually, that is a different answer. I gotta go with the Dirty Birds. I've gone against them a lot in tag team situations and stuff like that, and man, the energy that those guys bring and the energy that their fans bring, it's perfect. It's perfect for an asshole like me because I I really get to shine with people like that.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, they're such big baby faces,
Yep.
especially at least in Kokomo, especially.
Oh yeah.
Anybody to work with them, any heel to work with them, it's got to almost be a dream come true.
Did
I
we have
don't know about a dream come true, but it's definitely an experience.
Does Twisted Lee have a question there, Chris, about battle royals? Was that a question?
Something about a thumb wrestling match.
Oh no. Yeah, Hysterics wants to take you on in a thumb wrestling match. But here's another one. How's it to be eliminated 3 times by Hysterics in a battle royal?
Man, each time that dude has eliminated me in a battle royal, he's had somebody's type of help. He even turned his back on me. I tried to help him in the very first one. He turned his back on me and threw me out. I should have knew he couldn't be trusted. Then he gets me with it again at the Royal Rumble.
Favorite wrestling match that you've seen, whether it's on TV or live?
Oh.
Well, let's go ahead and do both. I'm curious
Okay.
about both. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, live. Dang, that's a hard one. Live, I'm probably gonna have to go with Rey Mysterio and Edge versus Eddie Guerrero and Chavo Guerrero. That's just because of where I was at, and this is an old SmackDown, but where I was at, Ray hit Eddie with a tilt-a-whirl Hurricane Rana. Eddie went over the gate, and Eddie was like right there, and then Ray ended up splashing or doing something like right in front of the barricade. And I just remember all the flippy twisties and just I don't know, it was crazy. So getting to be there to watch that and Edge is one of my favorites of all time. So like, as well as Eddie. So it was, yeah, definitely that one. Favorite on like TV, man. Jeff Hardy, Triple H, Edge, Armageddon, 2008.
That's a pay-per-view that don't come up very often.
No.
That was a great pay-per-view, but the ending, the ending was amazing.
This is something I forget to ask a lot of people that are in groups. What's it like to be in a group, in a faction? I mean, what's that like for you? Do you like being in a faction or a tag team, or would you prefer to be a single? What it's like for you?
I mean, I'm capable of all things. So, working with my family, that's just a dream come true. Like whether I'm tagging with Loveless or tagging with Tanner, or whether I'm on my own, or whether it doesn't matter. I'm doing this with my family.
I agree with that right there. I don't know if you can see that, but
Oh heck yeah! Whoever Twisted Lee is, I mean that's kind of suspect on the name, but whoever that is.
right.
Yeah, man, I'm just happy to be out there working with my family, man. It's one thing if it's a group of close friends or associates, but when it's your brothers and you've all got common goals, yeah.
Can I throw a question in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely.
Who do you want to work? What's your dream match opponent? Anybody, at any time frame, and then people today. Who you want to do? Who you want to go against?
Like if we're talking like big scale like WWE and then
We'll start
indie.
with that. Yeah, we'll start the big
Um,
times, and then we'll go with the indies.
if I could wrestle anybody, it'd be Triple H. Like big time, it'd be Triple H because that dude could put anybody over. He's the best seller in the business. If you ask me, he's a genius in the ring. I feel like, being as new as only being a couple years in, that I might need some help in there. So yeah, it'd be cool to work Triple H for sure, or CM Punk. CM Punk. I didn't think about CM Punk. Indie wise, man. I'm gonna go Dex Royal.
Oh, there's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a lot of respect for Dex, and
If
he's
you're going to do
definitely
that,
somebody that I'd have to slow down. But
if you're going to do that, you better hurry up because I have a feeling Dex isn't going to be in the area much longer.
oh yeah, he's going off. It's okay. Zay Gates could take his place.
Yeah. Do you want to work Zay? Because I think that'd be good too.
Oh yeah, I'd love to work Zay.
That kid's on fire right now.
Yes, sir, he is.
All right, Tony. I want to keep.
I'll tell you a good one I'd like to see him work is be Jordan James.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be down with that. I've seen some of Jordan James stuff at WCWO, right?
Yeah, Jordan is outstanding.
Yeah.
Probably one of the most underrated guys in the state. His work is and psychology is phenomenal.
All right, I have one. I've talked to your former tag team partner. Is there ever a possibility of a Ricky Gunnz versus Chris Chaos match?
Oh man, I don't. Right now, I'd say no. Just because for the next year, I have a lot of plans with my home company, and really, I don't think I'll be taking too many other promotions or bookings elsewhere because I'm really, really, really gonna focus on getting some training in.
Well, that's a fair answer.
So now I'm gonna have to say no. I'm focused on AACW and becoming a better me.
Yeah, I understand that answer and I agree with it 100%. I mean, you got a home promotion and you're out working on the road and you're trying to get training in, trying to get better. So, but I will say this: I think if it ever could come to pass, I think it would be there's a great story there. And that's just my opinion. Just my opinion.
I get it.
But I also understand your answer. I mean, that's fair and that's a good answer.
And I will say this Cold X thing has really, really blossomed because if you remember back a few months ago, I talked to you and Shane, and it's like,
what are you guys doing?
You didn't know. And you guys really figured it out. And I will give you guys have done amazing in the last 6 months on how you brought Cold X to be somebody you want to see.
Thank you. Thank you. We definitely, we knew, like when Shane and I created this, we knew it was going to be a slow start because of everything we were going through with, my previous tag team and everything going back home to AACW into a new year. So we knew that it was going to be a slow start, but we knew that like, if we could just show up, and even if we did like, leave you confused or leave you like, what are they doing? Then we knew that, with some time we'd be able to, start showing you guys, well, this is what we're doing. I think to be honest, I think once Tanner Kelly came home, things.
Well, I'll tell
really
you when I knew you hit it. I'll tell you when I knew you hit it. When you guys walked out, I don't know if it was the last show or the October show, and that crowd just went ape shit booing. I thought they've done it.
Yeah. Yeah, they have not been too happy with us with the way we've been treating Damien DeVille and the bozo looking dude.
And the both of them. But yeah, honestly, and me and Marcus, and Marcus knows this. I told him when you guys first got together, it wasn't gelling. It was just, I know one time you guys came out and I just thought, man, it just ain't working. It's crickets. But you guys, and one thing to be fair though, say that to be fair to you guys, it didn't help the fact that you only had like 4 shows last year.
Yeah.
So instead of having monthly shows where you can build, it's tough if you do a show, you're not back for 3 months, and that's nothing against the ACW. That's just the way it works out sometimes, and you got to do what you got to do. But that was one thing that's not fair to you because it's hard to get that continuity if you're not there doing it. And at first I thought you guys went and run Tanner in too quick, but since you guys were going to be off for another 6 months, I don't think you had a choice. And I also think it definitely worked that when Tanner came in, I think it made a difference. I would have liked to seen him drawn out a little longer if he was going monthly, but when you're not going monthly, I don't think you guys had a choice.
Right. I agree.
And yeah, I think I'm really excited to see you and Tanner, hopefully somewhere down the road, feud with the Dirty Birds. I think that could be something really good, something really special.
Oh yeah, like I said, I love working with the Birds when it comes to putting a hurt on them, or when it comes to working that crowd. Like I said, I feel like every time that the Birds and I have touched that square circle together, it's been fireworks.
Well, maybe you can give me my riot. Dalton Love came really close.
Yep.
But you pissed them Bird fans off, and I have a feeling we could get a riot.
Oh yeah. See, that's what I'm aiming for. Every time when I walk out and them flock members are out there, I'm out there trying to start a riot.
I will vouch with that.
I will vouch for, and I'm not taking any sides or anything, but I'll vouch for Chris, and then also the guys working with Warren. I'll vouch for both of them guys. And I'm not saying you guys should or shouldn't work together. I'm just saying I think Chris is trying real hard, and Misery is a great guy too.
Well,
but that's on.
And I guess I'll steal a great quote and just say never say never.
Yep. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Best decision you've made in your wrestling career and worst decision you've made in your wrestling career?
Actually, the worst decision I've ever made in my wrestling career was either A, to just freely let Bobo chop me. I regretted that instantly.
That's the best chopper in the state. Yeah, if you willingly had that happen, then you're dumbass. That's all I can say.
Well, nobody tried to stop me either.
Well, no, they're not going to, because you ain't chopping you, they're chopping them. So,
but I've got to say, so this was actually recently. I tried a springboard leg drop, and it didn't bounce me how I thought it would. Instead, it like moved further underneath my foot when I went to jump. So I ended up just doing a little flop of trying to land this leg drop, and it just looked awful. So yeah, that's probably something I won't do again. Best decision I ever made was linking up with Shooting with Shane.
Cool.
I mean, the second me and him linked up and started getting close, I mean, it was instant chemistry. We'd spend, because we lived together for a long time. We worked together and all that. So we had so much time where we worked on different ideas and stories and call texts and things like that. And he really kept me motivated and had my back while I was going through my injury and, just growing as a professional wrestler. So, yeah, definitely join in with him.
What's your goal for this year in pro wrestling?
Man, I feel like it's time for some singles gold. I feel like it's time for my face on some of them AWR awards. So I mean that's not gonna be my main focus. My main focus this year is gonna be to train and like try to double up on my skill set. But yeah, I'm really thinking some singles gold.
Marcus, you got anything?
Yep, I sure do. I've noticed your brother. I'll always touch basically on your brother. We've met your brother this past year. Great guy. Is he training to be a wrestler too?
Honestly, man, he's just. I mean, it's always been the same way. He's always just happy to be around, hanging out with me. So I mean, yeah, he gets in there sometimes, and he runs some things and works out, and then other days, now he just helps set up and make sure the show runs smoothly and things like that. So I can't say it's a never for him, but he's most of the time out of the ring, just helping make sure everything runs smoothly.
That's good. All right. Before we went on air, you wanted to touch on your past. I will give you that floor now.
Oh yeah, I just basically I just wanted to tell anybody that if you're coming from a past anywhere, drug addiction, in trouble with the law, felonies. I don't know what everybody's issue is, but it's okay to not be okay. But go get some help. I mean, nothing's going to change until you want to get the help. I suffered for a good decade dealing with addiction and facing prison and all different types of things. And at some point, enough was enough. And I changed my life. And I'm not perfect by any means. I'm still learning to this day. But if I can turn my life around from addiction and prisons and institutions and stuff like that, and chasing my dreams, being here on Gonzo's Wrestling Room, Gonzo's Sports Room, then I believe anybody can do it.
How much do you think being involved with pro wrestling has helped you with that?
All of it. I mean, I've got my family and stuff like that, and they support me, and that's a part of it. But this keeps me something to work for. It gives me something to see. When you're an addict, your mind is set on it because this isn't as good without it. You can't do this without it. How are you going to get through the day without it? All these things. Now wrestling is that addiction for me, and what's it going to hurt to have like a striving hunger or addiction for wrestling and learning this business and this industry. So yeah, I'd say it's 100% of what keeps me motivated to stay sober.
Hey, that's awesome that you found something to help you. I mean, there's a lot of people that suffer out there. I've had family members, have family members that still suffer with it. So had a brother that died from it, even though he got clean for 20 years, it still ended up costing him his life. And he was clean for 20 years. So it's definitely a tough thing to deal with. And I give you all the props in the world for speaking on it and fighting it. I know it's a never ending fight. I understand that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that.
How long have you been sober?
It'll be 4 years on February 14th, Valentine's Day.
Well, just less than a month away.
Yep. It'll be 5 years since I've been in any trouble or added any new cases to my
That's
my
even
record.
better. That's even better.
That's even a bonus.
Yep. So some people they get in trouble. Some people don't need that stuff to help them get in trouble. They just get in trouble. So
that was me. I got in trouble without the stuff. Adding the stuff onto it just made it worse.
Looks like you got a lot of family members in here supporting you as well.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. I love you guys. I love you all. See, it's stuff like that helps keep me going, man. Like people seeing, you know, the battle that I've fought, the comeback that I've made, and you know, their support, you know, that's more than enough to keep going.
That's awesome. One thing people would be shocked to know about you.
Oh,
That's a new question.
Yes, it is. I just thought of it about 3 minutes ago. Chris probably
Dang.
see me writing it down. Because I got to think
would it surprise you to? I don't know. Damn.
Hey, Miss Jane, how are you?
stumped him.
I met Miss
Nice.
Jane down in Kentucky this past month.
Man, I'm really trying to think.
Randy Glover says she can answer that.
No, she don't. No,
I'm just
Can somebody like block her? Like,
You
I'm
gotta-
kidding.
you
I'm
gotta-
kidding. I'm
Gotta
kidding.
bribe Chris then, because he's in control of that.
How about this? I used to want to try to be a rapper. How's that?
okay.
Yeah, that didn't work. I'm not. Some people said I was good at it. I didn't think I was good at it. It was just something to, you know, take care of the ADHD for a while.
Yeah, I think I stumped him. So I think I'm gonna keep that question in here. I like stumping.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, that one threw me off.
Oh, because I mean, some people you would look at some people. People are going to look at you, for example, and say, "This dude's into rap, or he's into heavy metal, or this." And if you'd have came out, and I'm not saying if you'd have came out, my favorite musical is classical music. People will say, "Huh?" You know that type of thing. You know, stuff
Hey,
like that.
actually, I actually do be listening to musicals sometimes.
Okay.
I like Phantom of the Opera. I like let's see. I like
Brandon Glover
that
said you like
Hamilton
Taylor
one that
Swift.
just came out a few years ago. Hamilton.
Yep.
I liked Gangs of New York.
Have you
There's
read
a,
this?
there's a few cool musicals.
Plus,
Have
at
you
least
read this
have a
novel?
Britney Spears poster on your bedroom wall.
Huh? That I took that down last week, so and I put up a Christina Aguilera one instead.
Oh no, that's not what's said. It says it's Taylor Swift's up there now.
Nah, I can't. I can't rock with Taylor. She's too skinny. Not body shaming. Sorry. Sorry. Don't cancel me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Do you have any hobbies, or do you have any time for any hobbies?
I do sometimes on the weekends. Sometimes I like to paint. I like playing video games with my brother. Pretty good at bowling. But yeah, that's about it. Maybe some just video games a lot.
Favorite food?
Ooh, gonna have to go with chimichangas.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Love chimichangas.
That's a new one. I mean, well, a lot of people say Mexican, but yeah, chimichangas good one.
Or anything barbecue.
Yeah, now we're talking.
You know, chicken, ribs, coleslaw, tater salad,
Yep.
the whole
No,
the
you'll
whole
have to.
spread.
Can't go wrong with barbecue.
No.
Yeah, you're gonna have to meet up with us one time this summer. We'll go have
I'll
barbecue.
send the invite.
Favorite movie?
I got a homegirl who can make one hell of a pulled pork. I'm telling you.
Favorite music?
Metal.
What's your what band you listen to right now? If you listen to anything,
Motionless in White for sure. Ice Nine Kills, Bad Omens. I still listen to the oldies like Slipknot, Godsmack, Shinedown, Pantera, Ozzy Osbourne.
I knew the last four. The first three I didn't know any of.
I knew all of
I
them.
knew you. I figured you would.
But I listen to all that stuff as well. So
Judas Priest.
That's the good stuff.
Yeah, I grew up on classic rock, so I've always had, the rock and roll in my body.
Yeah, Billy Buzz from he's from Connecticut. He's a big metalhead too.
Well, hell yeah, Billy. Get up here to Indiana and let's hit a show together, man.
He watches all our shows. He's a big wrestling fan, and he watches our betting shows. Anything Gonzo related, he seems like he likes pretty well. And
Dedicated.
Billy's a great guy.
Nice.
Metallica, Motor. Yeah, we're getting a lot of good names up there.
Yep.
Slayer, Iron Maiden.
Ooh, Slayer. I forgot.
Yeah, Slayer's a good one.
Yeah.
I like Metallica too, especially the older Metallica stuff.
Yes, I like older Metallica. I like Rob Zombie too.
Yep, I've seen him live.
Yep, I actually saw him live last year, or the year before, with some people's favorite tag team.
Alice in Chains. Yeah.
Alice in Chains is a good one too. Damn, I forgot about them. You guys are naming some good ones.
Marcus, do you have anything else?
I have a few. We'll go back to wrestling for a few minutes. I'm not a metalhead, so
No.
nothing against them. Just not.
he's-
So now, if my
he's
son
a-
was
he's a
here, he
Billy Ray
could
Cyrus guy.
talk with you. But
You can hear what
I mean, it's not just metal that I listen to. I listen to other things. It's just metal is my lane.
so, what did you say, Tony?
I said you're a Billy Ray Cyrus guy.
At one time,
See,
Hey, achy breaky heart. You know what I
break
mean?
your heart, man.
I'm the same. I listen to I listen to a lot of different kinds of music, but metal and harder rock are probably or what I listen to the most.
Yep.
I listen to a lot of classic rock because, like you said, I grew up listening to classic rock.
Didn't have much choice.
Yeah, and then of course, you know, every 3 or 4 years, Raw would change their intro to some new divorced dad rock song.
Yep.
So you know,
you remember your first live match?
my first live one was
Indies and Big Time.
it was Too Cool versus the Hardy Boys. Me and my little brother, and our mom took us to SmackDown, and I was actually a Too Cool fan when I started because of Rikishi, but then that's the night I got introduced to the Hardy Boys and completely changed my mind. Like 10 seconds into the match, I was like, "Screw Too Cool!" It's like, these guys are awesome. And she's got her thong hanging out. Yes.
Do you remember your first indie show as a fan?
Yep. AACW.
What building were you in?
The old Carver building, I believe.
Okay. All right. Mount Rushmore.
We were probably at that show then. If it was at the Carver, probably. I think we only missed one.
Sean has got to go up there. I'm gonna put Triple H up there as well. I'm gonna put Mr. Perfect. And Owen Hart.
That's pretty good.
I was waiting for you to say Jeff Hardy though.
As much as I love Jeff, I mean he's my favorite. He's my favorite. But
Singles would be a stretch. Tag team, you could put them on.
Tag team. That's the Hardy Boys through and through. Even if it's the Mount Rushmore question, it's the Hardy Boys through and through. But yeah, I loved Mr. Perfect. That's where I get half of my attitude out there from. Owen, you just couldn't ask for anything better technical. The Undertaker, I mean, they turned something as simple, as what his gimmick was into, the biggest legend, the biggest gimmick of all time. And then
Well, you
Shawn
mentioned
Michaels. I mean, there's
yeah.
just
Well, you
Shawn
mentioned
Michaels.
Triple H, and I think he probably don't deserve the credit. I think
Yeah,
definitely he ended up marrying Stephanie, and I understand people get upset about that, but people don't realize if you look at his WrestleMania record,
yeah,
he's lost a lot more matches than he's won.
yeah. But
He put a lot of people over, and he's helped a lot of people's careers.
yep,
Probably hurt some too. I'm sure he did along the way. But and then what he's doing now for the company,
yep.
yeah, he definitely deserves a lot more credit than what he gets.
Yeah, it was a toss up between him and Taker because, like I said, Taker's the most,
Yeah.
legendary gimmick of all time. But Triple H, just as a worker, like you said, he's got so many people over. Think of all the people he's brought through and gave the rub, and all the people that he's, helped set on their path, and even people who hated Triple H, like CM Punk, and people who had problems with him, like, Cody Rhodes and stuff, was still, so precedented in their life that, they motivated them to even do better, whether it was starting AEW to get back or whatever.
Yep.
The man is an icon.
Yeah, I agree with that. What I don't know if you heard the news or not. What do you think about the WWE moving Raw to Netflix?
I'm worried about that. I'm worried it's gonna get a lot more censored, and it's gonna get like watered down, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
I don't think it'll get censored. I just read a story a few minutes ago that anybody that has Netflix now that has it whatever tier they have that don't have commercials, there will be no commercials on Monday Night Raw. Well, whatever Raw is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be on Monday night.
So it'll just play all the way through.
There's going to be no commercials, and that sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds real good.
Be like you'd be in the arena.
Yeah,
And I would just my guess. I would think that probably will cut from 3 hours to maybe 2.5, 2:20. You don't need 3 hours because you don't have all those commercials.
yeah, that I think it'd be dope.
And I whether people like it or not, we're headed towards pretty much all streaming eventually. I think anyway.
Yeah.
And how do you turn down $5 billion for 10 years?
Man, yeah, I wouldn't. So yeah, I mean,
that's just for one of your shows.
Yeah, just for one of your shows.
For $5 billion for 10 years for one of your shows. Yeah. That's not counting your other.
That's not counting SmackDown or NXT.
If you count SmackDown and NXT, they're almost going to be making almost just under 900 million a year for all three shows.
Give me
almost
$1 billion. That's all I can say.
That's not counting the $1 billion deal that they already have that will be running out in 2026 with Peacock. So they'll have all that back. The network, they'll have that network rights back in 26 that they're going to put back out there and sell. So
yeah, I don't know. It could be a real good thing for them. I mean, we've been running this long. WWE's been running this long. I don't see it going to Netflix. Ruining it or nothing. So I guess we'll just see.
Yep, it'll be interesting. Marcus, you got anything else?
Nope, my list is. I got them all.
All right. Well, was there anything that we didn't cover that you wanted to talk about, Ricky?
March 23rd, Kokomo, Indiana, AACW returns. Yours truly will be there. Colt X will be there. Make sure you get your tickets now.
That's going to be a big show for sure.
Yes, sir. It always is.
Oh, we didn't touch about your show this past weekend. You want to talk about that? Working for Bo and.
Oh yeah, if you guys want to, for sure.
Yeah.
It was definitely an experience. This is third time I've worked a show with Bobo being there. Every time he's around, it's just an encyclopedia of knowledge. The whole mouth closed, ears open, thing that came to give me a lot of help, because I mean everything he says is just knowledge. It's all helpful. So it was great working for him. It was a great show. I had a lot of fun. The people that were there. I got to put a good old fashioned whooping on a couple guys. Got a little ahead of ourselves there for a while, but we walked away with 1 W for the night.
Okay.
Yeah. Old Tanner Kelly came out with a win, my brother.
Cool.
Who'd he take on?
Damian DeVille.
Oh.
Well, we'll get into the context of that match some other time. There's a lot of hibbity hoopla.
Well, who'd you wrestle?
Luke Lovelace and I, my brother, we took on some bullfrog cat and some BMW dude.
Yeah, I still don't think I know that BMW guy. I don't think I've seen him. I know who your bullfrog fella is. Well, that's a couple big fellas though, because you sent me video on that BMW guy.
Yeah, there were some big boys. They were lucky to walk away with the W. I mean, they didn't really walk away, but they're lucky they got the W. See, Damian wants to say he gave Tanner that win, literally. I think he was just so frustrated he couldn't keep Tanner's shoulders down. He finally said, "Screw it," and hit him with it. But there's always going to be 3 sides of the story. So,
Yep.
You tell it how you want to, Princess.
Did they have a pretty good crowd at that show?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen worse. I've seen better. So, I mean, there were definitely some standouts in the crowd. There were some people who, I mean, big surprise, did not like us at all. There were a couple ladies who followed us all the way back to the back curtain, trying to fight.
Oh wow!
It was a good time though. I had fun.
Well, you're doing something right when you get reactions like that. Seriously.
What you want?
Oh yeah.
Well, I knew there was a few shows Saturday night, so
Yeah.
that's why I was wondering.
Yeah, there was a lot of shows Saturday.
It's good to see that multiple shows had decent crowds.
Oh, yeah, and the building was real nice too. It was called the Municipal Gardens there in Indianapolis. Pretty big building. It was pretty nice.
Yeah, I don't think I've been there before. What about you, Marcus?
No, I don't believe I have. But Ricky sent me a video of that guy, and the venue looked really nice.
Cool.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was. Definitely looking forward to working for Bobo again. Definitely looking forward to AACW coming back in March. And that's my home. I'm always ready for an AACW show.
AACW, when's their first show?
23rd.
Won't be able to make it.
Oh yeah, we won't
be at that one.
We'll be there at
after
the next
that.
one, but we won't be at that one.
No, unfortunately. But we've already got commitments to Comic-Con.
Comic-Con?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be at Indianapolis Comic Con.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, WCW's running shows all weekend
With
now.
WCWO, they ran a Comic Con last year, and we was there with them the whole weekend. And
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
we done 12 or
13.
13 shows in 3 days last year at Comic Con.
Well, I'll make sure we get some video footage for you guys so you don't miss out on everything.
Okay.
But we'll be at the month after, I think April.
I think they run in April.
Yeah, they got one in April.
We'll be at the one after, but yeah, because we've already. Marcus, you've already talked to Shane. You already told Shane.
Yeah, Shane knows we won't be there at that March.
Yeah, it's a busy weekend, but it was fun. 13 shows in 3 days.
It was rough.
Dang.
It was fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot.
Yeah. And that was just rough on us. I can't imagine the wrestlers. Jesus.
I couldn't imagine.
It was cool, though, man. That the
13
room they had
shows
him
in 3
in.
days.
They
That's
had
a
him
lot
in
of
a
work,
room.
boys.
They had him in a room off a hallway there in the convention center. In that room, there was probably hold about 300 people, and it was full for every show, and people standing at the door, out in the hall at the doorway looking in, because it got to where it'd be standing room only, and now almost every show.
That's the numbers.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh yeah.
Well, all right. Anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, sir. Not if you guys ain't got anything.
Well, I think we're good to go. Thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it, man. I think it was a great interview. I think really went well.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you guys for having me. I love you guys. Hey, shout out to my boys back home, my brothers, Codex. Hey, everybody comes home at some point in time.
So where are you gonna be tomorrow?
Huh?
You're in Decatur tonight. Where are you gonna be tomorrow? Because you're over the road weekend or week delivery guy, right?
Tomorrow, I believe I'll be in Mount Vernon. I believe Mount Vernon is my last stop tomorrow, because Thursday and Friday I start making my way back home down the map.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody watching. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram at Gonzo Sports Room as well. If you missed Gonzo's Wrestling Room last night, go check it out. We had FEW owner Alex Bolton was on with us for a while. So was Big Glenn. You can find out on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We also had FEW show from Sunday. We was live at. You can find out on our YouTube page.
Keep a lookout for Thursday. We're going to do a Royal Rumble special. We still ain't pinned down the time yet, but should have it pinned down, and he'll put out let everybody know what time.
And we have a WCW show from Lebanon that I'll be airing here pretty soon. I don't know what day yet, but I do have the video. So,
okay.
And
I haven't looked at the file, but
okay.
I do have the file. So.
Next Monday.
Oh, yeah, next Monday, the Gonzo
the award show
room, our top fives. We got 15 categories, so everybody check that out. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think everybody will enjoy it. Well, I hope everybody enjoys it, and people remember. It's just shows that we've went to. Of course, Marcus has been over 100 shows. Over 100 shows last year. Me and Chris did 58. We didn't do any from shows that we didn't go to. So.
And we'll be at Warrior Pro on Sunday.
Yes, Warrior Pro on Sunday.
So we got a busy week. But we appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.
Hysterics, I'll see you soon.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all kiss my ass while I win this match.